welcome back to the channel. If you've been flying the Apache lately, there's no doubt that you've been flying along and then all of a sudden heard this sound. What is that? Why is it happening so much? Can I make it stop? Can I turn it off? In this video, we're going to take a quick look at what this noise is, what causes it, and what you can do to make it less annoying in the short term. So sit back, relax, and get ready for my simplified explanation.
Radar. 4 o'clock. Searching.
First, to understand what this sound is, we need to understand a little bit about the flight control system. The Apache's flight controls consist of push-pull tubes and bell cranks that are connected to hydraulic servos. While the system does have a fly-by-wire capability as a backup, the primary method of actioning the flight controls is via mechanical connections. Without getting too far into the weeds, these servos have actuators on them that connect to the Flight Management Computer, or FMC. The FMC uses these actuators to provide rate damping, command augmentation, attitude hold, and altitude hold, but they are limited to 10% authority or 20% in the forward pitch axis. Basically, what that means is that the FMC gives the pilot a smoother flight experience by using its authority to compensate for things like gusts of wind. It also allows the FMC enough authority to hold the aircraft in a particular attitude or altitude in most cases. In order to do this, the pilot must fly the aircraft to a trimmed state and be stabilized before engaging the hold modes. But what happens if that 10% or 20% authority isn't enough?
11 o'clock. Searching.
You guessed it. This is when you get the SAS saturated message and flight control tone. The flight control tone sounds to let you know that the system has run out of authority and needs to be reset in order to function properly. The easiest way to reset it is to hold the force trim release switch for 3 seconds. The operator's manual recommends that you fly the aircraft to the desired state, hover, velocity, or attitude, before doing this. You can also fly with the force trim release held down while your SAS sleeves recenter. If you have your controls indicator displayed, you can see the green lines, SAS actuator position, move as you hold the force trim release switch. So what can you do to stop hearing this tone so much? To be honest, not much. You can go into your aircraft utility page and turn off the trim button at L5, but by doing this, you are essentially shutting off your SAS, which makes it much more difficult to fly. You don't really realize how much that computer helps you fly until you turn it off. The controls get extremely sloppy, and it's not really a pleasant experience. There has to be another way, right? No, not really. You could fly around with your force trim release held down, but that's basically the same thing as turning off the trim button. If you search the DCS forums, there are some people who have found a short-term solution by editing the Lua file, but that isn't something that most users would likely be comfortable doing. The answer, and probably the one that you don't want to hear, is that we have to wait until Eagle Dynamics fixes the issue. It's not a normal thing to constantly hear the tone and get the SAS saturated message. In fact, in my 6 years of flying the aircraft, I don't remember getting the SAS saturated tone more than a handful of times. Hopefully, we see ED make a fix to this soon. Thanks to all of you who took the time to watch this video, and thanks to all of you who have liked and subscribed to the channel. To those of you who have commented, thank you so much for your contributions. If you haven't already, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would take a second to like, subscribe, and comment. It helps the channel tremendously. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please drop them in the comments below. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.